day, one and all. My name is Kathy, and I'd like to welcome you to this episode of the Scrap and Crafty Gardener. Today, I am going to be making 3 fairly quick baby cards, because I do have that craft show coming up next weekend, and I am still lacking in baby cards. So the card I am going to make today, and I'm going to do 3 of them, is going to include die cutting, partial embossing, and using a paper punch. And I have already cut out the sizes I need, and I did not have any alphabet dies for the word baby that was the right size. I did have a Spellbinders alphabet die, but they were a little too small for what I wanted to use. So I just had my Cricut cut these out for me. But if you have some die cuts that would work perfect for your card, by all means use them, because I would if I would have had them. We're going to start with my usual 5x7 card. So if there's another letter baby, I cut out more than I needed. 10x7 card. This measures, or 5x7 card, 10 inches by 7 inches. I scored it at the 5-inch mark, folded it, and creased it with my bone folder. And for each card, you need 1 piece of 6 3/4 by 4 3/4 cardstock, and a piece of white 6.5 by 4.5 inch cardstock, and then a 1/4 inch by 6.5 inch strip of matching cardstock. So let's get started. The first thing I'm going to do is take the blue piece, and this is where we're going to die cut from. I have, these are like a postage stamp edge die. Again, I don't know where these came from, but there's a set of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'm using the second smallest. And I'm going to cut that right out of my center panel here, because we don't need to use the whole card, and there's no sense of wasting it. So for my die cutting sandwich, I need my magnetic plate. Let's put some of this stuff down. And then the die. I want to leave a little bit of an edge down here, so I'm going to cut 4 of these right out of the center here. So this will take just a moment. One. And these are the pieces that we're going to be putting the word baby on. And I'm going to move this one up a little bit because I want to leave a larger edge at the bottom. One more. And these are nice. I really wish I knew where they came from. They have a nice stitched edge. Sorry for my fingers. I've got ink all over them again. Never-ending problem with me. My nails pick up the ink and keep it for days and days and days. All right. Okay, now this we're done with. But we do want to emboss our white piece. And I'll need my metal shim instead of the magnetic plate. I'm using this, used to have a name on it. This is a Cuttlebug embossing folder, and it has some little delicate flowers all over it. And I'm only going to partially emboss this. I want it sticking out about that far. And I want to make sure it's nice and even as I can get it. And then you leave it hanging out the folder, and then that way the part that's hanging out will not be embossed. Okay. Better put this stamp die back before I forget it. organization process continues. All right, and see, that gave us a nice stamped image on this portion of the card, but this has no stamping on it. So let's set that aside. I'm trying to see. No, I can't read the name. I used to have the name of this folder on here, but it's an older one. But any embossing folder that you have that you think would look nice would work. Now this I'm going to put right down on the card. We're going to get started layering these pieces together. Because this is an easy one to put down. Because once we get this down, then we're going to use the punch to punch a decorative edge on the white piece that we left without a cover. I'm going to get my acrylic block here to hold that down. Now, this is Martha Stewart, and it's a scalloped lacy edge. It's going to take about 5 punches to get all the way across here. If you've never used one of these punches, you take your already cut pieces and you line them up with the pattern that's printed on the outside. And that will get you a nice design that you don't have to worry about overlapping. As long as you are keeping to the lines. Let's see, I can come over a little bit more. Right about there. There, we have a nice scalloped edge now. And I'll just put that in the bin. And then this we're going to place right on top of here. I'm not putting glue down where the lace is. I want that to be free. I mean, it's not going to flop around. I just don't want to glue it down. And now is where you take your 1/4 inch strip. Because the embossing folder, where you left the paper hang out of the folder, it makes a nice little line. And that's where we're going to glue this piece down to make a nice little decorative edge. And I have already stamped and cut out, well, embossed and cut out my other two. So we're just going to put these together, and then I will show you what we do with the letters. And we do have one area of stamping to do on this card also. And then, of course, we have to bling it up. You could use any color papers you want. Now, this orange that I'm using now is just a slightly heavier weight paper than copy paper. So when I cut out the center frame, I put a piece of white cardstock scrap behind that so that this would be sturdy, whereas this paper is actually a little floppy. So that's why this is down. The longest time of creating this card was the initial design phase. It took me a couple of different tries. I had cut out big letters at first, and they just didn't look right on my blocks. So whatever a block, or you could even do this in circles, or stars would be pretty with the letters of the baby. Or even the baby's name. If you know the baby's name in advance of the gift-giving occasion or the card-giving occasion, then you could punch out the letters of the baby's name. This is hard just to get this just to the edge. Now, if you cut your 1/4 inch strip just a little bit longer, it would give you a little bit more room with placement. Then I went with a kind of a darker blue than is traditional for babies. I wanted to do a purple, but I just couldn't find a purple that I liked for this card. On this strip. And these go together fairly quickly. And I think they look so pretty when they're done. Just get, oh, come on. Get on there straight, please. All right, now I'm just gonna hold those down. Now, I do want to do some stamping, and I'm going to let the stamping dry while we put the words together. So I give my stamping platform here. And I am going to use from Divinity Designs called Bless This Baby. It's a nice little set that comes with a baby, the word die cut. I've used this set before on here. I just want to put welcome, or do I want to put hello sweet? I have done a sample already, and I'll show you that. And I put welcome on there. I'm going to put welcome on all of them. If you know the person's religious, you could put God bless your new, or baby is a gift from God. But I just want to use welcome. And I have a scrap of white paper here that I'm going to just go ahead and stamp 3 on. It's easier for me to stamp on first and then die cut out, especially for a stamp this size. It's very tiny. And if I would try to get this perfectly cut out, the word would be cattywampus. This way, it will be nice and straight, hopefully, when I die cut it out. Okay, now just clean that off with a little bit of water. Yeah, the design phase was the longest, but then after that, if you're making more than one card, like I'm doing today, the longest time would be cutting out the squares for the word baby. Okay, we put the lid back on our ink. I used the VersaFine Clair for that. Now I have these oval nesting dies, and again, I don't know where these came from. And I'm just going to use the smallest one here. Yeah, that'll fit in there nicely. So we'll just cut this out 3 times. We'll start from here and work our way. Just make sure it looks a little straight. Run that through. Make sure I didn't jostle it like I just did. You could tape that down. That's one done. The second one done. How's your weather where you guys are? The other day it was 80 degrees here, hot, sticky, and today it's wet, raining, gray, and only 49 degrees. So it was nice I was able to get outside early this morning before it started to rain and weed my garden, which really needed it. And I even picked some more asparagus today. That stuff, it takes 3 years to grow to be able to eat your asparagus. But this is the year that it is edible now. And I'm so excited. I love asparagus. Okay, now all we need to do is take these words, baby. Not the, well, the word baby, but each individual letter. And we'll start with the dark blue since we have that one on top. And I'm just using my art glitter glue here. And I'll put that down and center it on the square. Well, why did I turn that over? I wanted to turn the letter over. Now, if you wanted more dimension to these, you could cut out 2 or 3 of each letter to make them stand up a little taller on the card. But I'm going to use some foam tape on the back of these letter squares, and they will be popped up a little bit. So there's that one. Might as well do all the letters while we're here. So this card goes together fairly quickly, and I think it makes a beautiful little card. You can make this in any colors. It would be especially pretty with a ink blended background. And then you could have your postage stamp squares be white, and then your letters a different color. B-A-B-Y. Sorry for the squeaky chair. One of these days I'll get a new desk chair for upstairs at the computer, and then I will bring that desk chair down here and then pawn the squeaky one off to my sister-in-law for her chair. Okay, done with that glue for now. Now we'll take this one, and I'm gonna put the letters like this, but I'm going to use my foam tape, and I'm putting 2 pieces on the back of each one. Now, where did I put my scissors? I hope I'm not off camera here. Now, if you didn't have foam tape, you could actually take fun foam and glue it to the back of this. Just, you know, that kid's fun foam you can get at Walmart, or probably if you have kids out of their craft stash. That works just as well. Okay, all right. So when you put your letters down, like I'm the expert here. You want to put them, your first letter first. So that one's going to go down, up, and then your last letter. And then you fit your other two in between to allow for better placement. So now this one will go down and will be even with that one. And then this one will come up and be even with this one. And it gives you spacing in the middle so that you don't have to worry that you got them scrunched over to one end. There. Now we're going to take one of these little welcome signs that we made and figure out where we want to put that. You can put it off to the side, and I think on this one I am going to put it kind of off to the side. On the first one I did it right in the center, but this one I'm going to have a little sideways. And then we'll come back and embellish those in just a moment. I better put that back on here. And now this one, I'm going to put the bee. I'm alternating just to have a little different look to each one. Even though they're the same, they will look slightly different. When this is done, I'll have to get out my new roll of this to have over here. It's just a low loft. This is tape. This is 1/2 inch wide. I wonder, do they make 1 inch wide tape? That would be perfect for this card. So now we're going to put on our B and then our Y. And this one I want to start at the bottom. Make sure your letter is the right way up. B, so A, B, and then the Y will go up. You could put these straight across. You could curve that. Maybe I'll curve one just to see how it looks before I glue it down. So then these two need to fit in here. And that B's a little crooked. Let's see if I can peel it off. I do have an extra B if I need it. All right, now we'll just put some more glue down behind it. That's a little better. So this one needs to go up to be level with that one. Over just a smidge. All right, and then we'll put the welcome on here. And I'm going to put that off a little bit this way under the A. So each one's going to be a hair different. Okay, now we'll have one left to do. You might hear some rustling of the floor. My cats seem to be upstairs having a little tussle with something. Probably with each other. I have a new cat that showed up outside just a couple days ago. Seems very friendly. It's a little tiny, not infant. It looks like maybe a 2-year-old. It's a tabby with medium length hair. It's not short hair and it's not long hair. It is so friendly. I went over to the window to look out to see which cat was out there, and he didn't shy away. He or she, it could be a she. And then I got out a flashlight and shined it out the window so I could see what that one looked like, and it came up to the window and stretched on the porch. This one I'm going to do this way. All right. We'll have these curved just a little bit. This will be a little harder to get my placement just so, but we're going to give it a go. I like how that looks. All right, we're going to go here. Okay, and I got, speaking of cat hair, got cat hair there. I have a rubber stamp that I sometimes feel I need to put on my projects. It says, no project is complete without cat hair stuck to it. In fact, that's what I have on my Cricut machine. As when I first started with the Cricut, my craft room was upstairs, and so it got a lot of cat hair. But now, rarely. Okay, curve that one that way. Curve this one right there. Okay, and then this one is going to go, I think I want it on the strip. Yeah, it's going to go on the strip, but we'll put it right in the middle. Now, I'm going to put you on pause while I go get my alcohol ink markers, because we're going to bling this up with some rhinestones, and I just have my clear rhinestones, so I want to get those colored. Be right back. Okay, I am back. I have picked out 2 colors of my Ohuhu markers. For the orange, I picked out YR494 Peach Pie. And for the baby blue, I picked out B384 Hydron blue. Any of the dark blues that I chose were more of a bright royal blue than this dark blue. So I think I'll just stick with the clear on them. So let's start with the clear. I want to put, and I'll show you, this is the one I did first. This is my, the baby yellow one. And that's kind of how I want to do the rhinestones on this one. So we're going to put, I think, 2 over here, or 1. Haven't quite decided yet. We'll decide as we go. Yeah, I think just 1 there. And then, okay, just 1 on each side. And now let's see. We'll put 1 there. And then I think I'll put 1 in each square here. Well, it's stuck to my finger. Come on. Okay, that's the dark blue one. Now, I think, let's see, this is the orange I chose was the peach pie, and I think peach actually looks nice on here. I colored 8 of them, but I'm not going to use all 8. I'm just going to put one over here. Now on my first one, I did 2 on each side, but I think I want to stick to just 1 on each side. And then just do 1 in each square, which makes for an even number, but I'm an even number kind of person. I know a lot of card makers use the concept of odd numbers of embellishments, but I'm more of an even numbered person. Sometimes an odd number looks okay. And that's the orange one. Now let's see about our baby blue one. That's one nice thing about alcohol markers. You can make these whatever color you want. And if you have made too many of different colors, because I always try a color, and then when you run out and you have all these different colored ones, you can take your rubbing alcohol and erase the color on it. Oh, okay, this one's going to be a little different because we don't have the squares. So this may end up being that one will be an odd number at just 5. Well, there you go. In just that short amount of time, or what seemed like a short amount of time, we have made 3 cards in addition to the one I did this morning. Quick and easy, and they're all a little different from each other. Thanks for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day.